Okay, folks. Well, I got a good deal on a. Okay, folks. I got a good deal on a mouse from Walmart. I was actually surprised. It's a nice gaming mouse for $4. I mean, $5. Like, holy crap. Okay, it was a great sale. Um, so yeah, I ordered it. It was Saturday night, late Saturday night, and it shipped out yet last night at 10:30. Well, it shipped out last night from somewhere in Kentucky. Got to Louisville last night at 10. Left Louisville at 10. I mean, got in Louisville at 6. Left at 10. So hopefully it logs in tonight at my local FedEx and it gets on a truck to be delivered tomorrow. It says it's supposed to be delivered tomorrow. I hope so because I've got a training class. um, so yeah, I was actually surprised that I found a mouse that cheap. So I will be able to start streaming again when I'm not working. And hopefully after my training classes for my work at home job, kind of a gig job thing, but they had a position for a company open, one of their clients that's regular customer service, not survey calls for political reasons. That's actually earlier hours than what the other survey call client was. So yeah, now I may have problems, being able to get hours first, but it's getting closer to Christmas, and this company, people buy this company stuff early because it's, especially where I'm from, because they do this stuff. They do it. Uh, it's a type of sport. They do this year round, more or less. Yeah, maybe about a month or a couple of weeks in January or February, and they don't. But the state I'm from, down in Texas, it's more or less a year-round hobby, kind of like Florida. I mean, it's or sport. So yeah, we're Arizona. I mean, seriously, a year-round sport like that, more or less. So yeah, um, it's a good company. I know who they are, but I almost got in trouble because I contacted the client because the company I'm going through to work for the client is supposed to be doing all the training, but yet there was issues with me being able to accept the training class. And I approached the company I'm going through, and they said, "Oh, we'll contact the client." Well, they weren't supposed to tell me that because the client doesn't do the training. And I thought I was getting automated responses from the clients, or from somebody with the client, and so, or an automated system uh, to the company I'm going through. And I hate automated systems. I really do. I don't like getting an automated basic answer on things that, like, oh, well, we can't do this because, blah, blah, blah is the one that, no, don't give me an automated answer. If there's an issue with doing something or a technical issue, I like getting it solved. If they screwed up, I decided to approach the company I'm going through. I decided to approach their Facebook page and talk to somebody there, and they said, "Oh, we'll contact the client." Well, I don't know who said that. It said Shift Smart, as far as who, on my comment. So I contacted the client, and the client's like going, yeah, this person contacted us. And even though in the beginning I told them that I have to use caps because, I'm not blind, um, still seem to think that I was yelling at them. Well, no. So somebody from Shift Smart, higher up, contacted me surprisingly, and they were like, I told them, well, one of your people told me to contact their people, and they were like, they weren't supposed to do that. You're not supposed to contact the client. But she said, well, if you have any more technical issues with the app or anything like that, to let her know. So she gave me her email address. So yeah, I almost got in trouble, but she got me into the training class that starts Wednesday. That is on Wednesday, and so it's going to be it says 12 to 5, but in the email it says an 8-hour training class. So I'm trying to figure that part out, why the difference in the hours. But I'll figure it out. I'll attend it, and it's something that I'd rather do because the hours they're able to have and that I can set instead of early evening, it's earlier hours than that. Maybe like 8 to something. I'd rather have much earlier hours, and I can work those around, other schedules than the evening hours. Considering my boyfriend's schedule, the days he does work, he works 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I can't have him walking through the door, talking and stuff, or being mad and cussing because uh, one of the neighbors around here has got somebody that likes to park where they're not supposed to. Well, we can't park where we're supposed to. And yeah, I checked with one of my neighbors. I checked with one neighbor yesterday. Checked with the other neighbor today, and neither of them are next door neighbors. Neither of them is not one of their cars. So it only leaves me with the people across the road from us and one of the trailers over there. And I'm like, seriously, if they want to park, they have all this other space to park, but they just don't want to. They want to park more or less in front of my yard, which is where our car goes. We only have one car. And we're like, this is our space. If they're only visiting, they have other spots to park, not our space. We need to be able to park in front of our trailer, our yard trailer. No, you can't let your people or friends or whoever park that close to my house. Well, we can't get our truck in there because that wouldn't be able to let our neighbor out if we were able to actually fit our. I mean, it pissed me off. It pissed him off, and they've done it twice now. That's how we screwed up our fire last week. I mean, we parked it in the yard, leaving when he went to work. It screwed up the tire, and the tire came off the rim because we couldn't park any other way because of their friend's house parked in the wrong spot. Anyway, but I will be able to start not just working but streaming again because of this stuff, and I get paid daily, and I love to do that. Depending on how many hours I work, and I can't wait to see what hours they offer. Another earlier hours, so I can work that, and I can work around his schedule. Now comes the big part of today was supposed to be our court date, but our lawyer said she's going to petition to have it changed, or she was supposed to go in, I thought Friday or earlier today, and she hasn't contacted us. But she was asking to have it moved because, hey, if their lawyers can get it moved because their lawyer was going out of town for his anniversary, even though, his anniversary, even though he'd known about the date for over a month, but then he went in last minute and said, "Oh, I've got to have it changed because I'm going on vacation out of town for my anniversary at last minute." And we're like, "Oh, BS." And then uh, her lawyers, not our lawyer, but this other person, her lawyers, or she wants us, she wants a guardian ad litem, but she wants us to pay for half of it. And we went, tell them no. If she wants it, she can pay for it. It's about $1,000 for it. And so she wants us to pay for half of one. We told her lawyer, tell them no. If she wants a guardian ad litem, she can pay the $1,000 for it. She did that because she knows we can't afford it. And so she can use it against us. And she can kiss my rosy red out. Anyway, so our lawyer's supposed to have gone in today and put in a motion to move it to another day that both of us can be there, because when the judge moved it from last Monday to today, no one, even though Monica knows when Sean worked, she knew this. She and her lawyer set it up for a day. I think they set it up with the judge on a day that she knew that he was working. And we went, no, here's when, we gave our lawyers, his work schedule. He works on the blue days, he's off on the red days. So if we can get it on a day when he's not working, so we can both be there. That's why she did it. Why Monica did it. So yeah, he doesn't have that kind of vacation time or sick time to take off for that. Yeah, and she knew that. So yeah, she can kiss my rosy red ass, my fat ass. So anyway, so we'll see what it gets moved to. It was supposed to be today, but my lawyer went in to make the motion for a change of date again, and hopefully it's a day. Hopefully she gave the judge the information as far as when both of us can be there, because we both want to be there. I mean, he doesn't have a way on his phone to attend, but he doesn't understand Zoom. He doesn't understand that, and he's because the other forklift driver got a job in his own town uh, for more money, working at the crane. Now Sean is basically almost the only forklift driver on his shift. So sometimes one of the other guys will help him out. But yeah, he's now the only forklift driver on his shift for his days that he works. So yeah, no, he can't just take off and, come to court. They wouldn't have anyone to work to do what needs to be done. So yeah, she knew that, and at least I think she did. But that's uh, we'll see what happens. We still are trying to find a place to live. Very difficult. I've got applications to a place that it's not a hard no, but he's got to look at certain things. And the fact that we have had a good record over the last 4 years with our management company for where we live. We've only had 2 hiccups, that either here or there. He's like, I don't know if if the apartment's already rented. He did say there were other people looking at it, so probably already rented, but they may have something else come up. So I'll just have to talk to them about it, about maybe something else. And if we can get in there, maybe, it'll be okay because it's in his school where he's going to school at, so we don't have to change schools. But hey, our kid wouldn't have to change school. But what's holding us back is the unpaid evictions. And that's also what he's like, if we make a commitment to, near the beginning of the year, starting the taxes, start paying that off, which is what we were hoping to do when Sean got this job. We started making better money and the raises is to start paying off his evictions. But he had one before I met him, 5 years before I met him. So a few years before I met him. So basically, that's 4 evictions total for him, 3 for me. But all the evictions are mostly because of good job issues. You know, layoffs, um, things like that. Company going out of business. Not my company, but the company I was working for at one place. Um, Other things with his job, with one of his other jobs where he had workers' comp, but they let him go anyway. They're not supposed to, but they did it anyway. Things like that have, propped up, happened, and we, couldn't pay, so they evicted us. Another place mostly did it because they were assholes, even though they were getting paid by HUD. They did it anyway, and then they tried to lie to family services about us moving down to Texas. And when I was wondering why I wasn't getting my food stamps that year, a couple months later, and they were like, I went to them and they were like, well, your last apartment told us that you moved to Texas, and they gave us this address, and they even sent, I mean, it was my stepmom's address. They sent my stepmom uh, a collection letter, the apartment complex did. And I went, you can't do that. No, that's illegal. You cannot do that. And when I approached them, the person said, like, they can't do that. That's illegal. Uh, Cease and desist. They went, oh, okay. We did not know that. We were given this name as a credit, person who is party. No, they don't. That's illegal. They weren't supposed to give you her information. And they're like, okay. And they ceased and desisted, and they never approached me again about it either, because what they were trying to collect was actually part of an eviction, and they went, oh, it is? And the collection agency was like, what? Wait a minute. This is part of this? We can't collect on that. The county has to collect that for them. And they were like, okay, well, we won't do that. And all of it was wiped off my credit report. All the evictions are not on my credit report. Um, so, but they're still within the county system. So, but for all 4 evictions altogether, um, since we were together for 3 of them, is just over $7,000, so approximately $8,000. Um, plus the rent, the first month's rent and deposit for the new place if we get a place, and that's probably going to be another $1,000 together. So it's going to make it difficult for me to stream and work and do all that if I don't have a place to live. And maybe end up living out of a hotel. Which I don't know if they'll have internet service. I I don't know what I'm going to do about that. So yeah. Anyway, I'm still prospecting. Please help. Uh, uh, you know, keep us in your thoughts as we go through this. We're supposed to be out by the 26th, and I still don't have any boxes. We haven't even started packing yet. So I've got 25 days to get things done and packed up and into a storage facility if I don't find a place before that to move into. Anyway, so yeah, okay. Anyway, or then I'm hoping I'll stream a little and get a little bit extra money from working. See you later, guys.